Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Hope it's going okay for you all out there today, and welcome back to World of Warships. So, first off, we're going to be looking at this lovely beastie, the USS Sims, the premium Tier 7 American destroyer. So, what I'm going to be doing first in the video is giving an overview of it, showing you its stats, comparing it to the other Tier 7 American destroyer, the Mahan. And if you don't really want to see that, and you find that all a bit boring, and you just want to see the battle, then that's fine with me. Skip forward a few minutes, and there'll be a battle where we show some of the strengths of what the Sims can do in combat. So, for those of you who do want to see the comparison, the USS Sims is a really, really good Tier 7 destroyer. And I suppose this is spoilers, but I think it's much better than the Mahan. So let's compare, shall we? The Mahan has when fully upgraded, it does have about 1,000 more hit points than the Sims. So I think that and the Torpedoes are about the only places that the Sims doesn't beat the Mahan. So the main artillery, it does have one less than the Mahan. However, it does make up for that in other ways. So they're all the same caliber of guns. They are actually all turreted on the Sims, so they all have armour on them, unlike the Mahan, where the Mahan only has armour on the first two guns up front. So the reload time on these guns is fantastic. It's 3.3 seconds without the commander skill on, 3 seconds when you do have the commander skill on, which is an incredibly fast reload, 3 seconds. That can put a serious amount of fire down range in the course of a minute or two. It has a 180 degree turn time on its guns of 5.3 seconds, which is less than half the time it takes for the Mahan to turn its guns 180 degrees. It takes the Mahan 12 seconds. And the reload time on the Mahan stock without the commander crew on is also 4 seconds. So an upgraded Sims will have a whole extra second more to reload than a stock Mahan. But however, the biggest improvement over the Mahan, I would say, is the range of the guns. And now a fully upgraded Mahan has an 11.7 kilometer range. This thing has a 12.9 kilometer range, which I believe, I've looked and I can't see any other Tier 7 destroyer that has a range greater than that. I can't see anyone that comes close, to be honest. The Bliskovica has a 12 kilometer range, and I believe that is the closest ship to the Sims for range. So, onwards, the Torpedoes are a bit, well, they're a bit lackluster, but you come to expect that from American destroyers. You can't stealth torp. They have a torpedo range of 5.5 kilometers, good speed, 65 knots, and you have 2x4, so you have 2 quad torpedo launchers down there, so 8 torpedoes in all. And the reload speed on those is 87 seconds, and that's not modified in any way, so no commander crew skills on that. Now, onto a bit of a surprise actually, the Aaa Defense, which is something I never really look at in a destroyer because, well, you never really want to be shooting down aircraft in destroyers, it's more avoiding them so you don't get detected. But 39, this does have one of the upgrade modules on it. I'll just show you that. Upgrade modules of the Aaa Defense, so it's 20% to the Aaa mount's maximum firing range, will bring you up to 39 Aaa, which is, again, I think it's possibly the best Aaa defense on a Tier 7 cruiser. Maybe the Soviet cruisers come close, I can't quite remember. And you can equip the defensive Aa fire module, which is, again, I think it's the only Tier 7 destroyer that can do that. Oh, correct me if I'm wrong. Which is actually really useful if you're in a match with an aircraft carrier and you're trying to capture a point and you keep being detected by aircraft. You can use that and you will actually shoot down quite a few aircraft compared to the Aaa defense on most destroyers. So actually that's quite useful. Excuse me. and it replaces the engine boost consumable, which you don't really need because it has a maximum speed of 38.5 knots, which again is faster than the Mayhan, which can only go 35 knots. So that's pretty darn good. So its artillery is better in every way than the Mayhan. Its Aaa Defense is better. It has a higher maximum speed. I believe its turning circle and rudder shift. The rudder shift time is also about half that of the Mayhan. And, excuse me, very importantly, the detectability range is lower than the Mayhan. The Mayhan's detectability range is 7.9 kilometers, so from nearly 8 kilometers away you're going to be seen coming in the Mayhan. So 7.3, it's not a huge amount, but it definitely helps. So you will get a bit more advance warning when other destroyers turn up just in front of you, like the Bliskovice. It has a 0.2 kilometer lower detectability range than that. But the big thing about that is, you have, after firing your main battery shells, which increases your detectability range by about 4 kilometers or so, you will only be spotted from 11.1 kilometers away. Which admittedly is quite far, but you have a 12.9 kilometer firing range. So you have a 1.8 kilometer safe zone that if you can get a ship from 11.1 kilometers further away from you and keep it at about 11.2 kilometers, you can fire at it all the way up to your maximum firing range and they won't be able to see you. So you'll be like a ninja. They can't see where the fire comes from. So this thing can stealth fire like a boss. It really is fantastic, and you're going to be able to see that coming up in the replay ahead. So yeah, that is the USS Sims. Overall, I would say way better than the Mayhan. It's not going to change your opinion if you don't like the American and Soviet style sort of destroyers, which are more of a gunboat, and I suppose they're ambush torpedo layers. You can't stealth torp unless you have... There is actually an upgrade for the torpedoes. I say upgrade in inverted commas. You can stealth torp if you have this. 9.2 kilometer range you get, but the torpedoes only go 49 knots, which I think is the slowest torpedoes in the entire game, and I really would not recommend you upgrade to that, because with torpedoes that slow, it would be incredibly easy to dodge them. So they would be virtually useless at that range, so don't bother. Stay with the faster 65 knot torpedoes and do what most American destroyer captains do and ambush from behind land masses and just do what you do. So without further ado, that's an overlook at the Mayhan, a really competitive ship, and we are now going to go into that match that I told you about. So thank you very much. See you in the match. Okay, so we are straight into the action. I skipped all of the 30-second build-up and the sailing towards the cap, since I'm sure we're all eager for a bit of action after all of that stat checking. So I'm doing the duty of any good destroyer captain and trying to capture the points for my team, because I'm the fastest and least detectable ship, so I'm going to try and get in there first. So we're heading for the A point. It's a random battle this time, actually. Instead of all the ranked battles I've been doing on my channel, I figured I, sort of get a feel for how the ship plays, its strengths and its weaknesses before I take it into the big leagues. And I'm detected, so there's a destroyer somewhere, and there he is. It's the Tier 8 Japanese destroyer, the Fubuki. Really nice destroyer. So I set my smoke screen to go. I'm trying to take some shots of this Fubuki. I think he's laying a smoke screen as well. Land some hits on him. Now, whoop, there's Mogami taking some pot shots at me. Now I figure that the Fubuki, sorry, is going to be launching torpedoes at where I was heading originally when he last saw me. So I throw it in reverse to hopefully avoid any torpedoes he's got fired at me. And just start taking pot shots. And this Admiral Hipper is giving me... He's barely moving, which makes it a very easy target. And, there are the torpedoes. It seems the Fubuki guessed what I was doing, and has actually fired most of his torpedoes, 6 of the 9, back where I was, so just managed to pull out the way of those. And we're going to be seeing more from that Fubuki later on. He knows what he's doing. Meanwhile, this Hipper It's a Tier 8 German cruiser. I don't know what was going through his mind. He's sailing broadside onto a smokescreen that's firing bullets at him. I don't know if he just thought, hey, why not? Because I'm spotting... Well, he's spotted. He's taking fire from my teammates, and a lot of fire from me, as these guns reload every 3 seconds. They don't do a lot of damage, but there's a lot of bullets. So he's down to 5,000 health very quickly. And then he stops for some reason. I don't know why. I can't think of any good reason. So we've set him on fire. Just the amount of firepower you can pour down with a 3-second reload time, it's brilliant. Incapacitated his torpedo tubes. Just keep laying into him. He's on low health. That fire's nibbling away at his health, and he can't repair it because he's already used his repair. There he is. So we just finish him off with a few more salvos. And one more should do it. There we go. So there is our first sinking of the match. Now I start pulling out because I know that Fubuki's still in there because I can't capture it, which means someone else is in there with me, and as soon as I pull out, they start capturing the A point. So I sort of deliberate a bit, I check, I've got a lot of support with me, so I figure, yeah, let's go for it. And I can see that smoke screen over there. Now I reckon that's where that Fubuki is hiding, because there's actually a little nook around that side of the island, where if you are a little destroyer like the Fubuki, you can hide there and not really be seen. Well, from this side of the map anyway. So I reckon I'm going to pull up, drop some torpedoes into his smokescreen. I managed to shoot down someone's scout plane with the excellent anti-aircraft power of this. So I'll get my torpedoes ready and plonk them into the smokescreen. There we go. Doing what he did to me. Hoping to get lucky, but as luck would have it, there he is. So I start launching some shots into him. He does have his guns pointed at me, and then what is this Muppet doing? That Admiral Hipper launches a spread of 6 torpedoes right in front of me. If I wasn't paying attention to what he was doing into my torpedo alarm, I would be dead. So I managed to take out this Fubuki's steering, I think it was, but then he disappears behind the island. Now, I don't know what it is about the Admiral Hipper captains in this match, but they don't set a good account for themselves. Now this guy, I don't know what on earth he was thinking. He sails broadside onto an Amagi and a Fubuki into the cap circle, going very slowly. And once the Amagi starts firing at him, he decides, you know what? Let's sail into an island. I'm looking at that derp, it's thinking, big, slow, tasty battleship to fire at in a bit, but I'm going to try and lay a smoke screen to cover this guy so that the enemies can't see him so he can make a retreat. I don't know what on earth he was thinking, sailing into that little cove there. And this is the Fubuki again, firing torpedoes at that Hipper. So I'm just waiting for my smoke screen to come off cooldown. And there we go. So I'm trying to drop a smoke screen to cover him. He's taken a lot of fire, he's on low health already, and then that explosion is the turpits finishing him off. So no good deed goes unpunished. Well, I suppose didn't get punished, he did, but hey. So here's the derpits. Now, once he realises there's a destroyer in this smoke screen, and I've found my range, and I'm firing shot after shot at him, do you think he's going to take any measures to adjust his course and speed to make me miss? Any at all? Shall we go with no?
Derp. Derpity derp 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 derpity derp 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 derpity derp 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 derpity 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 derp 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 derpity derp derp
And there he goes. Not finished off by me, but I hit him 81 times, and not once did he try and adjust his course or do anything that would make him dodge my fire. So that's a lot of damage done, and I've had 131 shots on target at this point and set him on fire at least twice, I think. So I noticed this Nagato, and I'm thinking if he's coming towards me, I might be able to poke out round the island when he's in my 5.5 kilometer torpedo range. So I slow down and wait round this corner. And he looks like he's coming closer. He's coming closer. Nice. I think he's stopped coming towards me and is sailing away from me now, unfortunately. So, oh well, abandon that hope. Oh, I'm detected. There's that Fubuki again. And, woohoo! He's dropped torpedoes at me. Very smart of him, guessing where I would be. And, oh my goodness! Ooh, brake! Turn! Ooh, that was close. Fair play to him. He knew what he was doing. That was very good anticipation of where I was going to be. So now, that Nagato can see where I am, and that's his secondary batteries start lighting me up. The Nagato has incredible secondary armament. There was another hit, and it's taken a massive chunk in just 2 hits off me. So I think, right, let's get out of here, shall we? And I stop being detected. Now, looking at that Gato, he's got his guns trained on me, but I take a pot shot anyway, I figure. It's quite hard to hit a destroyer with battleship caliber weapons. But he's going to have a try, so I decelerate as fast as I can and turn to the right, and his shots miss. So I think, right, okay, we have his attention, let's run away. And I hide behind that island. He's taking some more shots at me. I try and adjust the course of my ship, and oof, that was close. So I'll try and find my range on this guy. Now that Fubuki's disappeared. Now look at this guy in chat, McGregor, I don't know how you pronounce his name. Look at the amount of times he asked for support. It's like, okay, we get it. He's by himself, but he got himself into this situation, so come on. So I'm detected. That Fubuki can still see me, obviously, since no one else is in my detection range. So there's a Nagato, Fubuki, and a Mikhail Kuchezov. I think is how you pronounce it. So I'm not detected anymore, and none of these ships, even if I fire my guns, are close enough. He's asking for support again. Yes, we get it. So even if I start firing now, they won't be able to see me, unless that Fubuki is close by, and I don't know where he is, because he has the 6.8 kilometer detection range, so he's requested assistance again, and put SOS up. I'm like, okay dude, I get it, I'm here. So I take some pot shots at the Mikhail Kuchezov, since he seems to be slowing down, and he's deploying his smoke screen, which is actually a smart move. However, I know where he is now, so I can just keep firing at him. Mikhail Kuchezov is one of the few ships in the game, I own it actually, it's a nice ship if you play it right, that can drop a smoke screen and then basically do what I did to that Tirpitz, and just sit in the smoke screen and fire shot after shot after shot. He's not going to get the opportunity to do it this time though. And he can't see me, even though he would be close enough, because he's in the smoke screen. Unfortunately, I lose concentration and sort of forget where he is in there, so I stop firing at him and turn my attention to the enemy Nagato. So I'm just waiting for him to get a bit closer, because it does take a while for these shots to get where they need to be. And start taking a few pots. There's shots from that Kuchezov in his smoke screen. There's shots from the pleading Colorado over there, who keeps asking for assistance. And hey, there's a decent battleship driver. He adjusted his course to avoid my shots. My word. Imagine if they all learned skills like this, we'd be doomed. So, taking a few more shots, I'm still out of range. That Kuchezov has had enough and seems to be running away. Although he might just be trying to get away because he has a 19-kilometer range on his guns. I've set the Nagato on fire. So he might just be trying to get to a safe distance and then start firing at him. I don't know. Now this Nagato is firing at that cruiser you can see on the minimap for some reason, instead of focusing on the battleship. So he changes course again. However, it's pretty easy to find his range at this point. So there's nothing he can do. He can't see where I am. He can guess, but there's no way he's going to be able to hit me with blind fire from that thing. And this is the real strength of The Sims. You can just find your range on a big, slow battleship like this, stay in that safe zone of 11.1 to 12.9 kilometers, and they can't touch you. The only thing that makes it a problem is if there are enemy destroyers about that you can't see, but will then spot you if you start firing your guns. But that Fubuki has gone somewhere else. He might have... Oh no, he has been destroyed. So it's just the Kuchezov and the Nagato left. And unfortunately, although I've done masses of damage this match, I'm only going to get the one kill, which was on that Hipper. And there we go. Match over. And quite a good match, if I do say so myself. We managed to hit 195 shots on target, shoot down a plane, 3 incapacitations, sunk 1 ship, set a ship on fire 5 times, defended a base, and captured a base. And managed to come a respectable second to a Fubuki, as it would have it. I'm trying to see, that Fubuki didn't come as high as I thought on the enemy team. So that Tirpitz, for just sailing in a straight line, with my puny little pop guns, got 24,000 taken off him. As the Hipper got 11,000, that Nagato got 9,000. So, when used right, this ship can be devastating. So, there you have it, The Sims. I hope you enjoyed, ladies and gentlemen. If you did, this took a reasonable amount of effort on my part to make all this and stitch it together, so I really would appreciate hitting the like button if you did enjoy it, and if you'd like to see more like this, then subscribe. I'd really appreciate that, because there's lots of other people who do this on YouTube who are way better than me, but if you would like to subscribe to me, I would really appreciate that as well. So thank you very much, and I will see you guys in the next video. See ya.